Hi, this is Anita from 5 Minutes with Art. Today I want to talk about an artist that maybe many of you like me have seen his work, but you didn't know who the artist was. And the artist is Cassius Marcellus Coolidge. He basically was an artist that was known for his quirky and whimsical kind of paintings of dogs. And he really was able to carve for himself this sort of unique part of American history. So let's kind of explore a little bit. Who is this, Cassius Marcellus Coolidge? He was born in 1844 in Antwerp, New York. He, he led this sort of colorful, varied life, as just as varied life as his paintings did. In his early years in the rural settings of upstate New York, he was, he had a lot of curiosity, and he was kind of this sort of creative person. But this really didn't define his career path. Instead, he became a banker. A job that had this sort of analytical skills, but didn't really satisfy his creative urges. So his entrepreneurial spirit led him to purchase a newspaper. So he purchased a newspaper, which is called the Antwerp News. And this kind of served a little bit of the outlet for the area where he lived. And it also allowed him to be able to use some of his artistic expressions in this newspaper itself. And this began to hone his skills in communication and illustration. And this would later play a very significant role in his career. So he moved from banking to basically the publishing world. It wasn't abrupt, but whether it's sort of gradual transition, which, got him into this whole realm of sort of commercial advertising. So he started to create cartoons and illustrations. Now you have to remember, he was born again in 1844. So this was in the mid-19th century when all of this was happening. He began to use that to express himself with lots of different types of humor. So he started developing what would become known as this very sort of unique artistic style. He would use these whimsical focus, which would be particularly on dogs. He was really, focused on dogs. So the painting that probably many of you have seen and didn't know that this was his painting was the painting of the dogs playing poker, which is one of his most famous paintings around. This actually is a series. This Dogs Playing Poker is actually a series that he had. It was commissioned by Browns and Bigelow to advertise cigars. So that's why you see in the picture the dogs are playing poker and they're smoking cigars, because it was a cigar company that actually asked him to do this series of these 16 oil paintings for them to be able to advertise their cigars. So these, paintings depicted and personified dogs. They were dressed in human clothing. They were playing cards, engaging in human activities. They were, effectively, it was, capturing the sort of absurdity and charm that began to appeal to the masses. Because, who can't like the fact that you see a dog that's sitting in this chair with his hand with the poker and playing poker cards? This series, include titles like A Friend in Need, Poker Sympathy, Pinched with Four Aces. Each painting of this tells a story, often with this sort of humor twist that he sort of had. And he, you could see how his keen wit of observation and, observation and wit is coming out in all of these different types of paintings. He's, it's not only unique, but there's this satire about it, which really began to appeal to the masses. That's really what he is known for, is his using dogs and having these dogs play the poker. And what's really unique about him is it's a painting which probably many people have seen, but they don't know exactly who painted that. Or they may think it's a painting which is kind of a painting that was produced, currently. But no, it's actually one that was produced in the 19th century. If you'd like to be able to read more about this quite amazing artist, his life and his work, I've written a blog entitled The Whimsical World of Coolidge's Art and Dog Paintings. We'll put a link in the description below so you'll be able to get to it and see some of the actual paintings of what he produced. But he really is a great artist, and if you haven't seen the painting, I recommend that you see the painting and check him out, because it really is quite a fun painting. If you're like me and you're a dog lover, it will certainly make you smile. This is Anita from 5 Minutes with Art, where we're part of Anita Louise Art, which is all about art that makes you smile. And this Coolidge painting definitely does make me smile. We'd like to thank all of our listeners. Hope you'll, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to our podcast, subscribe to our YouTube, become part of our community. And we'd like to thank our technical team. We know without all of you, this certainly would not be possible. Thank you.